Houston, integrity for exercise.
Go ahead.
Hey, Jackie, the CO2 is 2.4, temp is 76.1, and Jeremy is wrapping up now, and then I'll, if it's okay with you guys, I'll just jump right on until you call me off for maneuvers.
That is perfect. We copy all.
Kick 'em. Houston, integrity for exercise.
Go ahead.
Hey, Jackie, the CO2 is 2.4, temp is 76.1, and Jeremy is wrapping up now, and then I'll, if it's okay with you guys, I'll just jump right on until you call me off for maneuvers.
That is perfect. We copy all.
Kick 'em.
Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 6, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Integrity Houston, a couple of items related to a dump visual check and then the forward plan for exercise stop and science setup.
Go ahead, Jackie.
Hey, Christina. First of all, we need Reed to stop exercise at or before 05:15 and give us a call to confirm he
Integrity
has stopped.
Houston,
We'll kick off
couple
the
of
maneuver right
items
at
related to
05:15
a dump
to the
visual
lunar
check
imaging
and then
attitude. The forward plan for exercise stop and science setup.
Copy. 05:15. He will be done. We'll call you to confirm.
Right, and then also the wastewater dump, we were able to get down to 10% and
Go ahead,
have
Jackie.
stopped the dump. We would like a visual check.
Hey, Christina.
From
First
crew
of all,
now that the
we
valve
need
is
Reed
closed,
to
let us know
stop
if and what you
exercise
see. At at or before 05:15 and give us a call to confirm he has stopped. We'll kick off the maneuver right at 05:15 to the lunar imaging attitude.
Yeah, it does appear to have stopped. Oh, we just had a little chug. 15, he will be done. We'll call you to confirm another chug. It is, well, actually,
Right,
chugging
and
pretty
then
regularly,
also
but when I first looked at his stop, now I'm getting a
wastewater
big
dump,
puff,
we were
and
able to get down to 10%
lack of particles about
and
every 3
have
seconds.
stopped the dump. We would like a visual check from crew now that the valve is closed to let us know if and what you see. Christina, we copy chugs
Yep,
about
Jackie,
every
that's
3
about-
seconds.
That is continuing every few seconds. There is a single pulse of particles coming around, and then it stops. But it is nowhere near the constant stream that we had before. Yeah, it does appear to have stopped. Oh, we just had a little chug.
Christina, out
but
of
for the most
curiosity,
part,
wondering
there's another
if
chug.
Reed has started
It
exercise
is-
yet.
well,
Is there
actually, it's
any
chugging pretty
correlation
regularly,
between
but
those
when I
two
first looked
things?
at his stop, now I'm
And
getting
are
a
you
big
able
puff,
to
and
hear
then,
any of the thud or
lack of
chug noises
particles
like
about
earlier?
every 3 seconds. No correlation and negative.
Christina, we copy chugs
Yep,
about
Jackie,
every
that's
3
about-
seconds. We
that is
copy a
continuing every
If
few
you happen to
seconds.
notice
There
that
is
stopping
a
at any
single
point,
pulse of
we don't
particles coming around,
just
and then
let
it
us know. I
stops.
think we'd be interested in that.
But it is
And
nowhere
then, Christina,
near
I
the
have
constant
some
stream
instructions
that we
for
had
you
before.
on camera setup and
Okay, I'll keep an eye
helper
on it.
testing. Christina, out of curiosity, wondering if Reed has started exercise yet. Is there any correlation between those two things? And are you able to hear any of the thud or chug noises like earlier?
All right, Jackie, I'm ready to copy. No correlation and negative.
All right. All of this we will be able to utilize. If you happen to notice that stopping at any point, we don't imaging activity. Let us know. I think we'd be interested in that. Victor's band. And then, Christina, I have some instructions for you on camera setup and
Okay, I'll keep an eye on it.
opportunistic imaging. For the Peltor recording test, step 3 of that procedure has an if OE comms crowded conditional, and we'd like you to head into that conditional, and it'll have some Peltor headset operations.
All right, Jackie, I'm ready to copy.
So you can follow those steps and the subsequent PCD voice recorder reference. You will be able to utilize. But really, we just want to get a couple of minutes of you using the voice recorder with the Peltor and the PCD on, and if you can get a volunteer later to you can use that talking in the background, some different 2.1, opportunistic imaging, audio in the background of that. For the what we're interested in is when you play that back, are you able to hear that procedure has an if contact crowded condition, and we'd like you to head into that conditional, and it'll have what kind of activity or headset operation currently with future opportunistic science observation. So you can follow those steps and the subsequent PCD voice recorder reference.
Okay,
but really,
yeah,
we
the
just want
big
to get
picture
a couple
totally
of
makes
minutes
sense, and I really
of you
appreciate the
using the
context.
voice
That's
recorder
great.
with the Peltor and the PCD.
Not able to open the procedure right
if you
now,
can get a
but
volunteer
can you tell me exactly what steps I'll be doing in that? I understand that when I say
common cabin
yes on that if
audio
about
in the background of
one
that.
is common.
What we're interested in is when you play that back, are you able to hear those background noises? And for context, currently this is checking against our preset testing, and it will also help us understand what kind of activities we can schedule concurrently with future opportunistic imaging science observations. And we're checking on if there's any specific steps embedded in there that you do not need to perform.
Okay, yeah, the big picture totally makes sense, and I really appreciate the context. That's great. I'm not able to open the procedure right now, but can you tell me exactly what steps are the voice recorder samples also part of that? When I say yes on that if about is really one is common.
It's all embedded in that, so that conditional if the OE comes crowded gives you procedures for Peltor headset operations, Peltor and PCD voice recording, all is encompassed within the parent 3 of the opportunistic imaging, and we're checking on if there's any specific steps embedded in there
take a look
that you do not need to
start
perform.
executing and let you know.
Okay, great. I had one more piece for you. In order to be ready
doing
for the 10 minutes we're going to have for the opportunistic
the voice
imaging,
recorder samples also
we
for
also
that, or is it
suggest
just something separate
that
I'm
you
doing on my own?
or second crew member volunteer. It's all embedded in that, so that conditional is the OE comms crowded. D9 with 35mm procedures for help or headset operations and PCD voice recorder reference. All embedded in the parent imaging step 3. Gives you the procedure references for the lunar well, let me tell you.
Got it. Okay,
lunar
thanks.
observation
I'll
setup
take a look and
26.
I'll start executing and let you know.
1114. Okay, great. I have one more piece for you. In order to be ready for the 10 minutes we're going to have for the opportunistic imaging.
All right, Jackie. We were having a little bit of a conversation in the cabin for the first part of that, but I think you just would like me to set up those 2 cameras for lunar imaging for reference 36.4.1114.
And step 1 of the opportunistic imaging is the D5 version of gives you the procedure references for the lunar well, let me tell you this. Lunar observation setup is 26.4.1114 for the D5 camera.
All right, Jackie. We were having a little bit of a conversation in the cabin for the first part of that, but I think you just would like me to set up those 2 cameras for lunar imaging, reference 36.4.1114.
Yeah, 26.4.1114 is the D5 version of the
Jackie,
lunar
one
observation
question
setup.
back to you about when do you expect we might be able to use toilet again? 26. That makes more sense, IBA. All right, I'll
I understand
I'll
the
get on it.
question. The teams are talking about the signature, and they are actively meeting to get you a forward plan as soon as possible. But it's maybe another hour before we can get back to you with a forward plan.
I copy. Would you authorize one use of the toilet? Jackie, one question back to you about when do you expect we might be able to use toilet again?
Yeah, I understand the question. The teams are talking about the signature, and they are actively meeting to get you a forward plan as soon as possible. But it's maybe another hour before we can get back to you with a forward plan.
I copy. Would you authorize one use of the toilet?
Checking. breaking news. We have results on the discussions down here for the tank venting, and at this time, you are go for all types of uses of the toilet.
Artemis Mission Control in Houston, Texas. We just heard quite a bit of communication about a few different topics there between the crew currently on board the Orion spacecraft as it makes its way to the moon and the team here in Mission Control Houston. At first they were discussing an upcoming opportunistic imaging opportunities, particularly some images that they may be able to capture soon out of the cabin windows of the Orion spacecraft of the moon. So they were moving that around in the timeline to be able to accommodate it. So they're going to begin getting set up and deploying some cameras to be able to capture the moon
if we can use
in its current state, as they are about 89,000 miles away from the moon and continuing to close in on the moon. About 192,000 miles now separating Orion and its crew from the Earth. And then they were also discussing a recent wastewater dump, so the Universal Waste Management System on board the Orion spacecraft, which is basically the space toilet, wastewater dump, which is when they vent the dirt overboard. So they were able to complete that wastewater dump. They did have some issues previously with the wastewater dump.
I don't know if we can use the final word for the whole day, but yeah, let's talk one more time then. Christina, good question. We are going to jump right into the opportunistic science imaging.
We understand that at 15:15 we will stop exercising if you will certainly maneuver the vehicle for the opportunistic science visual. And then at that point, are we summing in the PAO event and then doing the opportunistic science blue box activity after, or are we doing the opportunistic science before? Copy. So you still envision both Victor and I doing the opportunistic science activity overall?
Yeah, we will take your judgment, but we would like it done during this time. Good question. We are going to jump right into the opportunistic science imaging at 05:15, or as soon as we get into attitude, and then at 05:30 we need to start maneuvering back to the attitude that will support the PAO event.
Copy. So you still envision both Victor and I doing the opportunistic science activity overall?
Yeah, we will take your judgment, but we would like it done during this time. This is the opportunity that we have today. got this very specific block that will be an attitude for the imaging. The priorities are to get the camera set up and have you perform that block as written for imaging and peltor priority. And if the peltors are not set up yet, we can absolutely take any observations on OE1. And then afterwards, when the attitude is not since we've got this very specific block that will be an attitude for the imaging, the priorities are to get the camera set up and have you perform that block as written in Victor's timeline. And if the peltors are not set up yet, we can absolutely take any observations on OE1. And then afterwards, when the attitude is not so critical, we can perform the check of the peltor recordings.
Perfect. We were thinking the same. Houston, we are clear on exercise.
We copy.
And CO2 is 2.4.
This is Artemis Mission Control. We just heard that the crew has completed their daily exercise blocks. So the final crew member to complete their exercise for the day using the flywheel device on board the Orion spacecraft was NASA astronaut Reed Wiseman. And now that that exercise is complete, they're going to be maneuvering the Orion spacecraft into an attitude to be able to capture some opportunistic lunar imaging out of the windows inside the cabin of the Orion spacecraft. Once that imaging is complete, the crew, specifically CSA or Canadian Space Agency astronaut Jeremy Hansen, will begin getting set up for an upcoming CSA Public Affairs downlink event. And then once that event is complete, the crew will begin winding down for the day. They will have a private medical conference with their medical teams on the ground. This is a standard conference that happens every day. And they will also have a private conference with the flight director. The flight director here currently is NASA Flight Director Diane Daly, who you can see in that bottom right-hand box on your screen.
Which window am I setting up?
Window 2. using the long lens on the D5, we would suggest switching that lens to the Z9 to capture a few more photos.
This is Artemis Mission Control. The Orion spacecraft was performing a bit of an attitude maneuver.
Integrity Houston, we are in attitude, as you can probably see. And one clarification on the camera. After using the long lens on the D5,
obviously large moon looking out the window. Good gracious.
To the Z9 to capture a
And
few
you can
more
definitely
photos.
see the beginnings of the far side with Oriental and beyond Oriental a little bit. That is just awesome.
All right, smiling folks here, and we wouldn't mind any other observations you want to share.
Understood, Jackie. That is an obviously large moon looking out the window. Good gracious. And you can definitely see the beginnings of the far side with Oriental and beyond Oriental a little bit. That is just awesome. Well, our first observation, Jackie, is that we once again need to clean all our windows before we do lunar flyby day.
All right, smiling folks here, and we wouldn't mind any other observations you want to share directly with us. We copy.
We can clearly see Grimaldi. Well, our first observation, we can see that we once again need to clean all our windows before we do lunar flyby day. So bright, just through the naked eye, that it's going to take me a little while to adjust. You don't see any stars at all because the moon glow is so... I do see a couple stars as my eyes are starting to adjust to this.
We copy.
Primary colors that we see right now, just a bright, bright white, especially on the south pole and the far side, and then all the areas on the near side. We can see very shades of gray, just the naked eye. Any color is so bright, just with the human eye, but we also have a filter on this. You don't see any stars at all because of the horizontal. I do see a couple stars that my eyes are starting to adjust easily all in view. This is so primary colors that we see right now, just a bright, bright white, especially on the south pole and the far side, and then all the Maris on the near side are just varying shades of gray. Not picking up any color yet, just with the human eye, but we also haven't dwelled very long on this. Definitely see all of the basin of Oriental, Aristarchus, Copernicus, easily all in view. This is so awesome. And I guess I would say Grimaldi from here is the darkest, most high contrast spot that I can possibly see, and I'm pretty sure that is Grimaldi, with Oriental on the far side of that, past the Mares there. But Grimaldi is just so crystal clear and dark.
This is Artemis Mission Control.
And
I would say
appreciate it.
Grimaldi from here is the
One question
darkest,
for you.
most
If
high
someone
contrast
might
spot
have a free hand
that I
and
can
be willing
possibly
to
see,
share
and I'm pretty
video
sure that
of
is
you all
Grimaldi,
taking a look out
with
the
Oriental
windows. I
on the
know
far
that
side of that, past the Mares there. But Grimaldi is just so crystal clear and dark.
We copy all and appreciate it. One question for you. If someone might have a free hand and you'd be willing to share some video of you all taking a look out those windows, I know that we would enjoy it.
Jackie, we will definitely get the camera out. It is pretty dark in here.
Copy. We did see some pretty cool low cabin light photos come from you all yesterday, so we'll give it a try.
Absolutely. One of the neat things that I'm seeing right now is in the sort of largest Mari field, the one that is pretty dark in here, the the very western side of what you can see on the near side.
Copy.
There is a
We can see
giant,
some
much
pretty
more
cool
obvious
low
now
cabin light
that one of
photos,
those Maris
from
is a
Cal
huge
yesterday, so
basin,
we'll
because it's just right now it's kind of at the 1 o'clock position, and I don't know the name of that big one. Absolutely. One of the neat things that I'm seeing right now is in the sort of largest Mari field, the one that's sort of making almost into the, we are looking at very western side of what you can see on the near side. There is a giant, it's much more obvious now that one of those Maris is a huge basin, because it's just right now, it's kind of at the 1 o'clock position, and I don't know the name of that big one. It's basically just west of where, and Victor is absolutely mesmerized by it. It is phenomenal, and the moon we are looking at is not the moon you see from Earth whatsoever. In Oriental, but all around the basin, you can actually see the terrain. It's not an albedo change. It's not shadows. You can actually just tell that they are terrain features of the multi-rigged crater there. And Victor is absolutely mesmerized by Oriental through the 400 lens. He says that not only in Oriental, but all around the basin, you can actually see the terrain. It's not an albedo change. It's not shadows. You can actually just tell that they are terrain features of the multi-range crater there.
That sounds amazing. And we think, based on your description of the basin that you saw, that is Imbrium.
Yes, that sounds right. I've never noticed that Imbrium has such a distinctive high albedo ring defining it.
Victor's Oriental observations, that sounds amazing. And we think, based on your description of the basin that you saw,
also worth mentioning, we do apparently have a full moon. We can't detect any terminator at all. It looks like full limb all the way around. I've never noticed that Imbrium has such a distinctive high albedo ring defining it.
Video. And unfortunately, in this opportunistic imaging pass, we've got just about 2 minutes before we'll maneuver back to get
also
set up
worth mentioning, we
today.
do apparently have a full moon. We can't detect any terminator at all. It looks like full limb all the way around.
We copy, and thanks for sharing some cabin video. And unfortunately, in this opportunistic imaging pass, we've got just about 2 minutes before we'll maneuver back to get set up for the event.
And Jackie, we got Jeremy on there just for a minute before his PAO event. He's just got to look at this. As soon as I put my hands on the 400, it's just, you know, I'm not one for hyperbole, but it's the only thing I could come up with. Just seeing Tycho, there's mountains to the north. You can see Copernicus, Rainier Gamma. It's just everything from the training, but in 3 dimension and absolutely unbelievable. This is incredible. And Jackie, we got Jeremy on there just for a minute before his PAO event. He's just going to look at this. As soon as I put my hands on the 400, it's just, you know, I'm not one for hyperbole, but it's the only thing I can come up with. Just seeing Tycho, there's mountains to the north. You can see Copernicus, Rainier Gamma. It's just everything from the training, but in 3 dimension and absolutely unbelievable. This is incredible.
Copy, Moonjoy.
And Houston, I can tell you that Christina now has the 400 millimeter, and she also is the queen of hyperbole. It's incredible.
Wow.
Copy, Christina doing her best read impression at the window.
And Houston, I can tell you that Christina now has the 400 millimeter, and she also is the queen of hyperbole. It's incredible.
Wow.
get a sound check from you guys.
Yeah, it looks like a Halloween movie right now, kind of greenish, but I think it's a pretty good view. Maybe top is a little higher up the docking tunnel.
This is Artemis Mission Control.
Houston, we won't have a good scene check, but can we just make sure that we're streaming the HDMI and get a sound check from you guys?
Yeah, it looks like a Halloween movie right now, kind of greenish, but I think it's a pretty good view. Maybe top is a little higher up the docking tunnel than we've seen in the past.
You're clear on the PAO, set up a couple more observations.
Yep, we are maneuvering. There's a little bit of in and out calm, but we'll take your observations.
And did you hear Jeremy's transmission prior to what I asked? And Jackie, if you're clear on the PAO, set up a couple more observations.
Yep, we are maneuvering. There's a little bit of in and out calm, but we'll take your observations. As we maneuvered, we did hear the last microphone check from Jeremy. And
did you hear
Christina,
Jeremy's
we
transmission
would take
prior
some
to what I asked?
when you have a minute.
Yeah, I just wanted to make one kind of correction.
And KGB Houston, we had some in and out calm as we maneuvered. We did hear the last microphone check from Jeremy. And Christina, we would take some observations when you have a minute.
All along what it's basically almost in the same places where you would imagine the limb to be. But it's very high albedo as you would expect from the far side, and you can see the topography all along to make one kind of correction to what I mentioned before. I do think that we have a terminator. It is on the far western edge.
Copy.
It's not actually a limb. On the terminator all along what it's basically almost in the same places where you would imagine the limb to be, but it's very high albedo as you would expect from the far side, and you can see the topography all along the terminator. It's awesome.
We copy.
Mission Control in Houston, Texas. The Orion spacecraft was maneuvered to an attitude a few minutes ago to be able to capture some opportunistic imaging of the moon. So we heard some of those conversations from the crew as they were making some observations of what they were seeing of the moon out of the windows of the Orion spacecraft. You heard them referencing several craters and basins that they were seeing on the moon. One of those was Grimaldi, which is a crater and is a large basin located near the western limb of the moon. They also discussed the Oriental Basin, which is one of the youngest of the large lunar basins. And one of the last things they discussed was the Imbrian Basin, which is the largest impact basin on the moon's near side. They're now maneuvering out of that attitude, but they were able to capture some imagery that will be downlinked to the ground, and then hopefully shared out once it's reviewed. And now the crew is getting set up for an upcoming public affairs event, specifically CSA or Canadian Space Agency. Jeremy Hansen will be participating in that event.
before we take your observation, Christina, I want to comment that the camera that just got stowed is taking half of our view here in the scene. And we would like one more scene and voice check together when
Houston, integrity for one more observation and a question. I missed your very last, but other than that, copied all.
I want to comment that the camera that just got stowed is taking half of our view here in the scene. And we would like one more scene and voice check together when Jeremy has a chance.
I just wanted to mention, great call from the science team on sticking with the D5 for our observation. I missed your the real science observation copied all because I can confirm that the D9 imagery, even through the viewfinder, which was digital, was very different. It was much higher contrast than the naked eye view through the D5 viewfinder. I just wanted to mention, great call from the science team on sticking with the D5 for our observations, the real science observations during the flyby, because I can confirm that D9 imagery, even through the viewfinder, with digital, was very different. It was a much higher contrast than the naked eye view through the D5 viewfinder. Good technique.
That is really useful feedback. Thank you. Copy.
Overshooting, and I'll also mention that the C9 could be a tool for locating targets because of its higher contrast. It's actually a little easier to see some things, but then obviously keeping going back to the D5 for observations could be a good technique.
Hey, Jeremy, for the scene, we are seeing a lot of the docking tunnel. We recommend tilting the camera down a bit.
Over to Jeremy.
Copy. Christina just floated back there to frame it for us. So go ahead and be directive. She's pointing it right now.
Yeah, we see it. That actually looks pretty good. Hey, Jeremy, for the scene, we are seeing a lot of the docking tunnel. We recommend tilting the camera down a bit. I don't know that I can do the play-by-play with the delay, but we trust Christina.
Copy. Christina just floated back there to frame it for us. So go ahead and be directive. She's pointing it right now.
Yeah, we see it. That actually looks pretty good. Yeah, right there.
Okay, Jackie.
I don't know that I can do the play-by-play with the delay, but we trust Christina. Scene looks great, and we would take another 10 count on the mic if you have it handy.
Okay, Jackie, it's set in position, so you can do the final scene check.
Scene looks great, and we would take another 10 count on the mic if you have it handy. Yeah, you can pause. It's all good. Yeah, you can pause. It's all good. All right, integrity, we'll be ready for an on-time start in about 8.5 minutes. We'll be ready for an on-time start in about 8.5 minutes.
Houston, integrity for altitude reference change moment.
Go ahead.
Jackie, with that incredible viewing behind us of our destination in the near term, we hereby change our DU PFD altitude reference from Houston integrity for altitude reference change moment. 76,362 nautical miles from the moon. And from Earth, we had been 168 behind us of our destination in the near term. We hereby change our DU PFD altitude reference from Earth to moon. We are currently 76,362 nautical miles from the moon. And from Earth, we had been 168,000 nautical miles.
Houston copies. Integrity Houston, your AIU is trying to steal the show here. Integrity Houston, your AIU is trying to steal the show here. Integrity, this is Houston. Are you ready for the event? Houston, please call Integrity for a voice check. Integrity, this is Houston. Are you ready for the event?
We have you loud and clear, CSA. Houston Integrity, we're looking forward to speaking with some youth today.
Canadian Space Agency, this is Mission Control Houston. Please call Integrity for a voice check.
Integrity, this is the Canadian Space Agency. How do you hear me?
We have you loud and clear, CSA.
Thank you, Jeremy. We have many Canadians who are eager to ask you some questions. We're going to start right ahead with those.
You just have to help me with that question. Was that about CPR training? Is that what I caught?
Ontario.
Astronauts get special training to do CPR in space. How do you actually do that when there's zero gravity?
Yeah, it's a great question because we're all alone up here, just the four of us. And if we ever had to do it, we definitely
you
want
just
to
have to help me out with that.
Was that about CPR training? Is that what I caught? And one of our
That's right,
tests
Jeremy.
this week was
You're asked
actually
how
to
do you
try
have
those
special
techniques out.
training
And
to
we
do
have about three
CPR in
different
space,
spots
and
in the
how do you
capsule
actually do
where
that
we can
in
do it.
zero
There's
gravity?
probably one that I can show you in the camera view if I just slide Reed over here. Yeah, it's a great question because we're all alone up here, just the four of us. What I ever had to do it, we definitely want to plan, and so we talked about it on Earth before we went back here. And one of our tests this week was actually to try those techniques out, and we have about three different spots in the capsule here where we can do it. There's probably one that I can show you in the camera view. One of our CPR right over here. It's actually not the best one, but it's the only one you can see in camera. And so what I need to do is support myself and have him against something. So if I put my back here, and Reed here, I can push on him. So this is one of our CPR objectives in space. It's actually not the best one, but it's the only one you can see in camera. And I was saying I haven't as many as I thought I would. So Reed.
Thanks, Jeremy. The next question is from Liam in El Segundo, New Brunswick.
Now, it is hard at times to see stars, just like when you walk out in the daytime, you see a blue sky but no stars. We look outside and we see the black space and no stars. But tonight we're going to be pointed into deep space.
Yeah, I was actually just talking to my crewmates about that today. I've definitely seen stars in outer space, and I was saying I haven't as many as I thought I would. So Reed
and I just have great fond memories of this. You'll start to see
We
the
have
stars
so much
if you give it
illumination
enough
from the
time.
sun on the moon and the earth right now. It is hard at times to see stars, just like when you walk out in the daytime, you see a blue sky but no stars. We look outside and we see the black space and no stars. But tonight we're going to be pointed into deep space, and we're going to turn out all the lights in the spacecraft for the first time on the mission. And if you give yourself about 20 or 30 minutes,
this. We do this all the time on the International Space Station. Christina and I just have great fond memories of this. You'll start to see the stars, and if you give it enough time, you will see so many stars. It's hard to see the constellations because there are so many stars out there. And the coolest part of those stars is they do not twinkle at all. They are just perfect.
Yeah, so I've only been eating space food for a couple days.
So that is our homework for tonight, Jeremy. We are doing that.
She lived in space for pretty close to a year. She's eaten a lot of space
Great.
food.
We now
so
have a question from
items here to show
students
you.
in Sanikiluaq, Nunavut.
Let's see what we're going to pull out. So, eat in space and how do you cook
This
it?
is Jeremy's dinner, and in space you really just eat all of your food out of bags of some kind, plastic bags or little metallic
Yeah, so
bags.
I've only been eating space food for a couple
we have to
days here, but
rehydrate
Christina,
a lot of our food.
she lived in
This
space for
is actually
pretty close to a
shrimp
year. She's eaten a lot of
cocktail.
space food, and so
And
we have a
this
few
has been
items here to show you.
rehydrated
Christina,
already,
you want to help
so
me
we
out?
added water to it, and the
Let's see
shrimp
what we're gonna pull out.
the water, and it's actually pretty tasty.
This is Jeremy's
This
dinner,
is an
and in
example of
space
a
you
food
that just
has
eat all
not
of your
been
food out of
rehydrated.
bags of
It
some
got all
kind,
dried
plastic
out
bags,
for flying up here in
little
space, and those are
metallic
green
bags.
because
So
we do have to
we
eat our
have to
vegetables even in
rehydrate
space,
a lot
but
of our
don't worry,
food.
they do give us mac and
This
cheese.
is actually shrimp cocktail.
And this has been rehydrated already, so we added water to it, and the shrimp soaked back up the water, and it's actually pretty tasty. This is an example of a food that has not been rehydrated yet. It got all dried out for flying up here in space, and those are green beans. So we do have to eat our vegetables even in space, but don't worry, they do give us mac and cheese.
And before I answer that question, I got to go back one. Here's the maple syrup that we opened up and had at lunchtime today. So we had a little bit of Canada on board today, and I shared it with my crewmates, and I think they enjoyed that, so it was great. Pour la question, en fait, oui, on voit des croissants de la Terre. C'est quelque chose d'incroyable pour moi. And before I answer that question, I got to go back one. Here's the maple syrup that we opened up and had at lunchtime today. So we had a little bit of Canada on board today, and I shared it with my crewmates, and I think they enjoyed that, so it was great. Pour la question, en fait, oui, on voit des croissants de la Terre. C'est quelque chose d'incroyable pour moi. Par exemple, la journée avant le TLE, le Translunar Injection, quand nous sommes réveillés, on a vu un demi-terre, et ça c'était la première fois que j'ai vu quelque chose de magnifique comme ça. Et pendant cette journée-là, on a vu la terre au complet, et on a vu la terre noire. Alors ça c'était une perspective vraiment unique. And the question was, do we see a crescent Earth just like we see a crescent moon when we're in space? And the reality is we do, and we've seen it all. We've seen a half Earth, partial crescent Earth. We've seen a dark Earth, and when we woke up for TLI, we saw just it looked like a bowl of Earth just sitting there for breakfast in the sky. It was really, really unique.
Thank you, Jeremy. The next question is from Joel in Edmonton, Alberta.
Now, you undertook lunar geology training in Canada, Iceland, and at the Lunar Sample Laboratory facility.
I got the honor of training there with Jeremy and Jenny Gibbons and a great team of geologists and scientists from NASA and many institutions. We did learn a lot about how craters form and a lot about the mineral that makes up the moon. What we are probably most excited as a crew about seeing on the moon, we've done some incredible geology training on Earth, and one of them, as you mentioned, was in Canada. It came Caston Crater, and I got the honor of training there with Jeremy and Jenny Gibbons and a great team of geologists and scientists from NASA and many institutions. And we did learn a lot about how craters form and a lot about the mineral that makes up the moon. What we are probably most excited as a crew about seeing on the moon would be an amazing feature called Oriental. It is sometimes known as the Grand Canyon of the moon. We can't wait to share more because it has all kinds of multi-layered crater rims and a lot of different land formations, and it has mare, like kind of lava fields all throughout it in different shapes, and it's very distinctive, and no human eyes previously had seen this crater until today, really.
Well, there are many great space movies.
So we can't wait to share more when we get closer to the moon.
For our specific example here, one that really captures it,
Thanks
I
so
think,
much.
is Apollo 13. Now, we haven't had any
Vancouver,
major
BC has a question for you as well.
Which movie do you believe is the most accurate representation of space? And that movie really shows you a lot what it's like with just 3 humans, trapped in a tiny capsule and surviving in space together. So that's just one of many. Well, there are many great space movies. For our specific example here, one that really captures it, I think, is Apollo 13. Now, we haven't had any major malfunctions like Apollo 13 did, but they ended up on a very similar trajectory to us. And that movie really shows you a lot what it's like with just 3 humans, trapped in a tiny capsule and surviving in space together. So that's just one of many, but it's one of my favorite space movies. You have a space movie?
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah. Of course.
All right, we have another question, Jeremy, from here in the room.
And, my primary
I'm
team
Adelaide
is
from
my wife
Ottawa,
and my 3
Ontario.
kids.
How has your family helped you prepare to go to space? And do your kids get
some of the
time off
ways that they've
school?
helped me is just by giving me grace. Sometimes with this job, I can't be there for them when they would like me to be there. There's a lot of sacrifice from the family, and so they've definitely done that for me. Yeah, and they've been my greatest cheerleaders. In life, you do things as a team, and my primary team is my wife and my 3 kids, and they have been extraordinary in supporting me through this endeavor. Some of the ways that they've helped me is just by giving me grace. Sometimes with this job, I can't be there for them when they would like me to be there. There's a lot of sacrifice from the family, and so they've definitely done that for me. And they've been my greatest cheerleaders along the way. So super grateful for Catherine, Devin, Ashley, and Kaylin. And did they get time off school? Well, yes and no. So they had time to come to quarantine and be with me to support me in the launch. But what it meant was they were doing a lot of homework, doing a lot of self-study, and they were still getting it done. And I was getting it done a lot of playing with water. And so they were giving me a tutorial today at lunch.
Thanks.
Maybe I'll just get
Absolutely, Ontario has a question.
He gave me right now.
Why does water become spherical in space?
Here you can see the spherical balls that I just let loose in the cabin. Well, my crewmates lived on board the International Space Station for a significant amount of time, and so they've done a lot of playing with water, and so they were giving me a tutorial today at lunch. Maybe I'll just get Reed to give you the tutorial that he gave me right now.
Convex little drop when your finger in space, that surface tension.
Well, here you can see the spherical balls that I just let loose in the cabin.
And so it just stays in this perfect sphere. It actually becomes a lens. And earlier
All right,
today,
Reed.
we were laughing because we could make Jeremy's
There's another
face
one
go
going over
upside
there.
down and right side up.
It's really the surface tension. If you ever just see a little drop of water on your finger, even though it looks like a
towel to clean up
convex little drop on your finger in space, that surface tension is all around. So it just creates a perfect bubble because there's no gravity to act on it. And so it just stays in this perfect sphere, and it actually becomes a lens. And earlier today, we were laughing because we could make Jeremy's face go upside down or right side up, and it's pretty amazing.
I'll answer while Jeremy's making a nice water space for you. How did Jeremy get to be on the Artemis
Victor sending us
Jeremy and I were
a
selected
towel
as
to clean up
astronauts
the mess.
together back in 2009. And he was a member, obviously, of the Canadian Space Agency, and I was a member of NASA. And when Jeremy interviewed to be an astronaut, our chief astronaut, Peggy Whitson, was on their board. And Peggy came back from that interview and said, if Canada doesn't hire Jeremy, NASA will hire Jeremy. I'll answer while Jeremy's making a nice water bubble for you. If you go through how did Jeremy get to be on the Artemis 2 mission? Jeremy and I were selected as astronauts together back in 2009. And he was a member, obviously, of the Canadian Space Agency, and I was a member of NASA. And when Jeremy interviewed to be an astronaut, our chief astronaut, Peggy Whitson, was on their board. And Peggy came back from that interview and said, if Canada doesn't hire Jeremy, NASA will hire Jeremy. He did that well. So I think if you go through Jeremy's life, he grew up just a very inquisitive kid. He had huge dreams. He saw a picture of Neil Armstrong in an encyclopedia a long time ago walking on the moon, and it just sparked his curiosity and his imagination. And he always tells people that the most important thing when you have a dream and an aspiration is that you tell people, you talk about that. some people may not believe you can do it, but you know you can do it. And the more you talk about it, the more people will begin to believe that you can make your dreams come true. And that is exactly what Jeremy did. So he turned his tree fort into a spaceship, and he became a fighter pilot in the Royal Canadian Air Force. And then he got to the Canadian Space Agency in 2009, and the rest is history.
And I'm still not that good at water and space yet. I'm still learning, but I'll keep practicing. Alors, les jeunes vont jouer un rôle vraiment important en fait nécessaire pour la prochaine génération contribuer à notre avenir. Par exemple, c'est important de juste suivre vos passions quand il y a quelque chose qui vous intéresse, apprendre tout ce que c'est possible et aussi partager. Alors les jeunes peuvent jouer un rôle vraiment important. En fait, c'est nécessaire que la prochaine génération contribue à notre avenir, à notre avenir. Par exemple, c'est important de juste suivre vos passions quand il y a quelque chose qui vous intéresse, apprendre tout ce que c'est possible et aussi partager cet rêve, cet objectif pour vous avec les autres et former une équipe globale. Et vous pouvez faire des choses importantes pour aider les humains, bien sûr, mais aussi avec l'espace. Maintenant, il y a plein des moyens de contribuer à notre civilisation. Par exemple, on peut utiliser l'espace quand on trouve une solution qui utilise l'espace. Souvent, ce n'est pas une solution locale, c'est une solution globale. Alors, quand on utilise l'espace, on peut aider le Canada, bien sûr, mais aussi les autres pays, n'importe où au monde. The question was, how can young people contribute to Canada's or the world's space future? And the reality is there's just so many ways that you can use space. And often in space, when you find a solution, it isn't a regional solution, it is a global solution that can be shared around the world. En fait, pour nous, on est la formation pour les astronautes et de repérer plein des choses dans les capsules, bien sûr, mais la plupart du temps, la formation, c'est piloter et opérer le vaisseau. Mais si on a des problèmes ici dans la capsule, on a une grande équipe sur la Terre qui peut nous aider pour repérer des choses. Ou si quelque chose ne fonctionne pas, souvent, en fait, pour nous, on est la formation pour les astronautes et de repérer plein des choses dans les capsules, bien sûr, mais la plupart du temps, la formation, c'est piloter et opérer le vaisseau. Mais si on a des problèmes ici dans la capsule, on a une grande équipe sur la Terre qui peut nous aider pour repérer des choses. Ou si quelque chose ne fonctionne pas, souvent, on demande Mission Control à Houston pour nous aider à comment le repérer. Alors, on a des experts sur la Terre. The question was, are astronauts trained to fix everything on the capsule? And the answer is, we're trained to fix a lot of things, but a lot of our training is about piloting and managing the systems on the capsule. There's a lot of things that if they break, we call Houston, Mission Control in Houston, and they walk us through. As far as I can tell, the question was, what happens to our organs in space?
That's great. Thanks, Jeremy. The next question is
feels very much like my body is operating pretty much exactly it did on Earth. The one thing that I noticed is, there is a blood shift, and if you knew me before I got to space, I'm sure my face is a lot puffier now. It's because there's a lot more blood up in my upper regions of my body. There's gravity. So as far as I can tell, the question was, what happens to our organs in space? As far as I can tell, nothing. It feels very much like my body is operating pretty much exactly it did on Earth. The one thing that I noticed is, there is a blood shift, and if you knew me before I got to space, I'm sure my face is a lot puffier now. It's because there's a lot more blood up in my upper regions of my body because gravity is not constantly pulling it down. And I can just sort of feel it in my head. It's like I don't know, it's just something different. I can tell it's just slightly different. It's not bad, but it's just slightly different.
day.
But other than
the
that,
rest of
for
the
me,
time,
not
your
a lot
heart
of changes.
does not
But let's
have to
talk
work
to the
as
expert
hard
over
to
here.
pump
She
that
knows a lot
blood
about
up
this.
to your brain, and it adapts to that, and its muscles
I did
actually
just
change.
think of two organs that I know of specifically that have very well documented effects in microgravity or adaptations. They're actually ways that your organs change, usually to adapt to the environment. And one of them is with your heart. Your heart actually changes its stroke volume because even though we exercise almost every day, the rest of the time your heart does not have to work as hard to pump that blood up to your brain, and it adapts to that, and its muscles actually change. And when you get back from a long duration space flight, you have to work really hard to get your cardiovascular system going. One other organ that is affected is your kidneys, because the kidneys and some of the parts in them actually rely on a gravity vector to work correctly. And they've found through science investigations on board the space station and things like tissue chips and organ chips that the kidneys are highly affected, and astronauts have to work or look out for kidney disease.
Just
so it
really
sounds like you're kind of
spend
interested in
some time
medicine.
with,
Thought I'd
my
mention
fellow
those too.
Canadians from way out here. We're, if I do some quick math in my head, we're
Jeremy, for sharing your
300,000
amazing journey with us tonight
right
and with
now.
all Canadians.
It's an extraordinary journey, and sharing this journey with Canadians is incredibly meaningful for me, and it's so important that this generation and the next generation see themselves. Just really great to spend some time with my fellow Canadians from way out here. We're around the world. If I do some quick math in my head, we're around 300,000 kilometers from home right now. It's an extraordinary journey, and sharing this journey with Canadians is incredibly meaningful for me, and it's so important that this generation and the next generation see themselves represented in this mission as these four humans and our incredible team from around the world head out on this journey around the moon. And just remember, Canada's future in space is bright because of all of you. Wishing you all the best. Thanks for joining us here on Integrity. Have a great one.
Merci beaucoup, Jérémy. Thank you.
Integrity, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the event. Thank you.
Thank you to all participants. Integrity, we are now resuming operational audio comm. oxygen. All right, a couple of questions about today's timeline, and then some forward plans for the toilet and wastewater dumps. I guess we'll bookend with toilet. So, first of all, we thought perhaps we knew that maybe we prioritized toilet maintenance due to today. And your earlier constraints wanted to let you know that if you had not gotten to the toilet maintenance standard measures you needed for 40 days tonight due to oxygen constraints, 3 days in flight. How copy?
That is complete.
Excellent. Also, we wanted to, we knew that maybe we stepped on some of the flexible HRP activities today, and wanted to let you know that at least the HRP standard measures we're looking for today, since it's asking about your first 3 days. And then a couple of questions from science. We wanted to follow up and ask if you were able to complete your LTP reviews today, if you had any questions on those. And then looking for confirmation that you have or you plan to transfer the images you took during today's observation so that we can download them tonight. Absolutely works for us. Thank you. And then a couple of questions from science. We wanted to follow up and ask if you were able to complete your LTP reviews today, if you had any questions on those. And then looking for confirmation that you have or you plan to transfer the images you took during today's observation so that we can downlink them tonight. Christina, yes, that is correct.
And Victor has that in work right now. I believe we all were able to complete our studying. One question I had was just understanding the different uploads and whatnot. Do I understand correctly that overnight tonight, the actual final plan we will be executing will be uploaded into our LTP? Is that right?
One, Christina, yes, that is correct, and we're looking for some feedback. Big picture for the toilet wastewater vent lines. We would like to try providing warm contents to the wastewater vent lines, ideally through a series of crew donations, and then immediately followed by a dump. So we are wondering if you think that is something you could support this evening. One final topic for you, and we're looking for some feedback. Big picture for the toilet wastewater vent lines. We would like to try providing warm content to the wastewater vent lines, ideally through a series of crew donations, and then immediately followed by a dump. So we are wondering if you think that is something you could support this evening, and if you were to suggest a time, we would like to know what it is.
Jackie, are you looking for the max number of donations or a minimum number? What would the minimum number be?
Christina, we don't necessarily have a minimum number, but we'd like to get as many as possible back-to-back uses.
We're looking for a good time, but yeah, I think we should all be able to cycle through there for you. I'm sure you've considered this, but
Christina, we don't necessarily have a minimum number, but we'd like to get as many as possible back-to-back uses. Yeah, Christina, teams down here had similar thoughts, but that system is designed for a particular type of fluid, and we want to
yeah, I think we should all be able to cycle through there for you. I'm sure you've considered this, but there is also the option of PWCD water. How about right after the player in that time frame?
Yeah, Christina, teams down here had a similar thought when you are all system is designed for a particular type of fluid, and we want to stick with that chemistry.
Copy that. We'll give you a call. understood. Makes sense. How about right
Sounds
after
great.
the
That
flight
is
director
it
conference
from us
and
prior
that
to PMC.
time frame?
That is perfect, and we will just take a call when you are all complete and ready for the event.
Copy that. We'll give you a call.
Sounds great. That is it from
One
us
status
prior to
item,
PMC.
docking camera activity on Reed's timeline is complete.
We copy.
This is Artemis Mission Control in Houston, Texas. Canadian Space Agency astronaut Jeremy Hansen recently wrapped up a public affairs event.
One status item, docking camera activity on Reed's timeline is complete.
We copy.
And then following that public affairs event, the crew has been chatting with the Capcom or capsule communicator here in Mission Control Houston, who you can see in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. The Orbit 2 Capcom is Jackie Mahaffey for this shift. They are talking through the remainder of the timeline for the day, as well as some wastewater dump activities that have been taking place. One of the activities that they were discussing was an HRP, or Human Research Program study related to spaceflight standard measures. This experiment is conducted in a variety of spaceflight environments, including the International Space Station, and now also as part of the Artemis missions on board the Orion spacecraft. Through this experiment, it collects a standardized set of measurements spanning multiple physiological systems to provide a comprehensive snapshot of how spaceflight affects the human body. Coming up in just a few minutes, the crew will also move into their daily private medical conference. This is a private conversation with the medical teams on the ground that they have every day, typically at the end of their day. And then following that private conference, they will have a brief private conference with the flight director currently on console, which is Diane Daly, who you can also see in the bottom corner of your screen. Following both of those private conferences, they will enter their pre-sleep period, and during this period they will complete some hygiene activities, and they will also have the chance to eat their dinner and begin winding down for the day before they head into their sleep period.
Houston integrity, we are going to right Earth 2 for the conference, if that works for you.
It does work for us.
Houston integrity, we are going to right Earth 2 for the conference, if that works for you.
It does work for us.
This is Artemis Mission Control in Houston, Texas. We just heard a call there from NASA astronaut Reed Wiseman. They just completed their private medical conference with their medical teams on the ground. Again, this is a daily standard conference that takes place throughout their mission, and they are now moving into their daily private flight director conference. And then after that is complete, they will move into their pre-sleep period. Right now, we are about 3 days, 6 hours, and 36 minutes into the Artemis 2 mission, following a liftoff from NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida on Wednesday, April 1st at 5:35 p.m. Central, 6:35 p.m. Eastern. Currently on your screen, you're seeing a look at the Artemis Real-Time Orbit website, or ARO, which provides updates on the data and telemetry from the Orion spacecraft as it makes its way to the moon. This spacecraft is about 195,000 miles away from Earth and about 86,000 miles away from the moon. Earlier today, the Orion spacecraft and its crew passed the 2/3 of the way mark, so they are over 2/3 of the way to the moon. And again, they are expected to make their lunar flyby and the lunar close approach on flight day 6, which will be on Monday, April 6th.
like a call all the way up until MET 8:45 tonight if email gets sorted. That's topic 1.
Welcome.
And over into pre-sleep, but if they get an email sorted, we are going to initiate call all the way up until now, so we're going to start 45 tonight if email gets sorted. That's topic 1.
Welcome. Okay, we copy. Let us know when you are complete. We are going to initiate short trial dump, and regardless of the results, we'll call back up and give you a go for the rest of the night. Back to your email comment. We copy. Let us know when you are complete. We are expecting to do a short trial dump, and regardless of that will be the latest time that we up and give you a go for the rest of the night. Back to your email comment. We have a forward link LOS.
That was very
around 8:10, 8:15, so that will be the latest time that we would call. Okay, Reed, is this coming through any clearer?
That was very broken. Much clearer.
All right, I don't know if that was a user error or what happened there, but what I was saying was we do have an upcoming forward link LOS at around 8:10, and so that will be the latest time we might call you about an email status. All right, I don't know if that was a user error or what happened there, but
okay, if you
what I was saying was we do have an upcoming forward link LOS
so we can at least get into it, even if it's an old email and compose a new response. We are woefully behind on communicating with our families. Okay, if you all cannot email tonight, can you please unlock it so we can at least get into it, even if it's old email and compose new responses? We are woefully behind on communicating with our families.
we copy. We will make that happen.
One last comment for you while we're just closing out our day here.
Go for it.
Yeah, I just want to, we should have told this, Jeff, when we were just on that conference, but we are struggling. Yeah, one last comment for you while we're just closing out our day. We skipped OTC 1 and 2, and we are barely getting through our day, and that is with all of us just scraping together and getting the job done. So we do not have time throughout the day to be. Yeah, I just want to take notes or just one of stuff like that. We are struggling hard here. We are very moments here. We skipped OTC 1 and 2, and we are just barely getting through our day, and that is with all of us just scraping together and getting the job done.
Thank you for that insight. That matches our observations, but it's good to hear from you as well. With that, we are working on privatization for OE2. While we do that, we're going to do the ACU swap, and then we'll call up for a comm check and let you know OE2 is configured. Yep, Reed, thank you for that insight. That matches our observations, but it's good to hear from you as well.
Perfect, thank you.
With that, we are working on privatization for OE2. While we do that, we're going to do the ACU swap, and then we'll call up for a comm check and let you know OE2 is configured. We will hold off on the ACU swap, and OE2 is ready.
Okay, Jackie, that's perfect. Thank you. Okay, Jackie, that was very broken, but thank you.
All right, go back. We will hold off on the ACU swap, and OE2 is ready.
was very broken, but thank you.
Even though they've already made some lunar observations even as early as today during some of that opportunistic imaging we heard earlier. But what are you personally most looking forward to with the flyby?
Oh, man. I was in the science evaluation room, the SIR, when they were doing those observations earlier today, and tears were happening. It was just amazing to hear. So much training and excitement and passion has gone into this mission, I'm sure from more than just outside of our team. So having those observations be heard by us and having them call out specific features was just, it almost felt like a dream, like unreal. And so, that was maybe 10 minutes of observations, and we're going to have many, many hours of it. So we're packing up on tissues.
I think it'll be an exciting day, and they really bring it to life with some of their observations and be able to describe what they're seeing for us here on the ground. Is there anything in particular that you're hoping that the crew will be able to capture?
Yeah, so personally, Earthrise and Earthset, I'm really, really excited to hear any of their verbal observations and also see the imagery. The Apollo era imagery of Earthrise is just amazing. So excited to see that 50-ish years later, and just seeing the Earth from a new perspective. And I know the crew also has their own areas of interest on the lunar surface that they're excited to see. So I'm excited to hear kind of like the excitement in their voice describing those features.
I think it'll be exciting for all of us here on the ground hearing some of those, but I'm sure the view that we're going to get won't compare to what they're seeing, and of course we'll get some of that imagery, still imagery and video downlinked after the flyby as well. But thank you so much for joining us. To wrap it all up, is there anything else you want to share with the world about your role in this mission?
Yeah, really just that, this is the first crewed Artemis mission, and
you can normalize
to all the future ones and how things
can also go for flush the toilet too, and you can also go for flush the toilet is going down now.
Houston copies both. We will put the vent in work and let you know when you're both. We will put the vent in work and let you know when you're also, we wanted to offer one item for you. We noticed we wanted to offer one item for you. We noticed changing automatically. PCDs were not changing automatically to the sleep brightness lighting config on your screen. And if you'd like to config on your screen, and if you'd like to set that up, we can offer a procedure.
If you want to just put it in mission summary, that'd be great. If you want to just flux it in mission summary, that'd be great. We'll just include it flux. If you're talking about flux, we don't use it, and we'll just monitor that on
and all right, well, you got it. That's it. And all right, well, you got it.
And there's some communications from NASA astronaut Reed Wiseman on board the Orion spacecraft. They were referring to the PCDs, which are their portable computing devices, basically the tablets that they reference procedures on. And again, the crew is in their pre-sleep period as they wind down their day. So Sarah, you were talking a little bit about what you'd like to share with the public about this mission and some of the excitement that you have to round out our discussion.
We would take some crew observations of the event. We would take some crew observations of the event in work.
Stepped on again by some of that communications with the crew. Let's go ahead and wrap it up. Is there anything else you wanted to share?
Just looking forward to future missions and the observations that we'll see in Flight 26.
Well, thank you so much, Sarah. It was a pleasure to have you joining us, and we look forward to that lunar flyby and some of the amazing work you put into that lunar targeting package. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
a pretty good vent. I would say we're 50% blizzard with a now chunks of full blizzard. They were full blizzard with a few chunks of full blizzard. There was a full blizzard last few days, maybe a little less. It looks about like it has the last few days, maybe a little less right now.
We copy all. We're going to watch it for a few more minutes, and then we copy all. We're going to watch it for a few more minutes, and then we expect to terminate. And OE2 is normalized. And OE2 is normalized.
observations about the venting. We're still having some observations about basically every couple of seconds the volume coming out. Basically every couple of seconds the volume coming out dramatically changes. Sometimes there's a very quick phrase burst, and sustained phrase. There's longer flowing activity. There's longer one really big distinction between the primary and the secondary line venting between the primary and the secondary line venting that we're seeing is that the primary line venting that we're seeing now seems to have bigger particles and many more ice particles. We can actually see large chunks coming out. It's like whereas when we do the very fine, almost a mist, it's like it's one very fine, almost a mist, and it's 100% continuous. Also, just wanted to offer those observations. There is a voice recording on opportunistic imaging. There is a voice recording on ECD3.
Christina, we copy PCD3. Stand by for a question. Christina, we copy PCD3. Stand by for a question on the dot. Christina, our question about your venting observation. Christina, our question about your venting observation. Primary line venting. Was there any point where the primary line venting looked different, i.e., perhaps on flight secondary vent, perhaps on flight day 1?
Great question. It did. On flight day 1, it was a lot finer particles as well. It was a lot finer particles as well. Still looks finer. I think the secondary still looks finer than the primary was even in the beginning. But the primary was even. They were definitely a lot closer, or the same. They were definitely a lot closer, or the same.
Very helpful. Thank you. Very helpful. Thank you.
Absolutely, and it is still going in its strong chugging way. And it is still going in its strong chugging way.
Christina, we copy. We will likely terminate it here shortly, but we did decide to keep it running just a few minutes longer than expected.
This is Artemis Mission Control. The team here on the ground and the crew on board the Orion spacecraft, specifically NASA astronaut Christina Cook, have been discussing a recent wastewater dump. The toilet, or the Universal Waste Management System on board the Orion spacecraft, typically vents wastewater overboard each day. And so the Orion spacecraft recently maneuvered into an attitude to support that wastewater dump. And so they've been discussing some of the observations being made following that activity. This is Artemis Mission Control in Houston, Texas. The view currently on your screen coming from one of the solar array wing cameras attached to the solar array wings of the Orion spacecraft. There are 4 solar array wings that provide power generation for the spacecraft, and in the distance there you can see the moon. Currently the Orion spacecraft is about 84,000 miles away from the moon and about 196,000 miles from the Earth. The crew is currently in their pre-sleep period, and during this pre-sleep period they will be eating their dinner for the day. Some of the items that the crew has planned for dinner includes some Caribbean chicken, barbecued beef brisket, and some mac and cheese, among some other items.
Integrity Houston, post-ACU swap, 2 items for you.
Go ahead, Jackie.
First of all, the wastewater event is terminated. Unfortunately, it was still very slow. What we'd like to do is give you a go for toilet use per the plan that crew proposed during the Flight Director Conference.
Okay, we copy that. We will do that.
And second item is all crew email is unlocked for read. Still no joy. We can do some more troubleshooting overnight if you give us a good time to go back on board.
Okay, how about for the start of crew sleep, Jackie? Is that good for you?
That works for us. And that's everything we had for you. I think we are ready to say have a great evening.
Okay, thanks, Jackie. And are there any periods of the night where the toilet for that plan is no-go? Or it's go all night?
Toilet is go all night per that plan. The next potential time we would dump is per the timeline in the morning after post-it.
Okay, that's perfect. And then can you make sure the secondary dump line heaters are on and that is go all night as well?
Secondary continues to be go.
Okay, we got a great plan. Appreciate you all today. Have a good night.
You as well.
This is Artemis Mission Control in Houston, Texas. We are currently 3 days, 7 hours, and 34 minutes into the Artemis 2 mission. Currently, you are seeing a live view of the Orion spacecraft. These views coming to you from the solar array wing cameras. In this view, you can see the crew module up on the top, as well as the service module below it. The crew is currently in their pre-sleep period, and they are preparing to go to sleep here pretty soon to wrap up flight day 4. Control in Houston, Texas. The crew on board the Orion spacecraft continues to be in their pre-sleep period. This is a approximately 2.5-hour block of time each day where they can eat their dinner, wind down for the day, and complete any hygiene or other activities to prepare for their upcoming sleep period. They have about 30 minutes remaining in that pre-sleep period, and then they will enter into their 8.5-hour block for crew sleep, and that will round out the 4th flight day of the mission. Currently on your screen, you're seeing a view of the Artemis real-time orbit website. This website is available at nasa.gov/trackartemis, and it provides real-time updates on the data and telemetry of the Orion spacecraft, especially when we don't have live views coming from the spacecraft itself. Currently, the Orion spacecraft is about 198,000 miles away from the Earth and about 83,000 miles away from the Moon as it continues to close in on the Moon. Tomorrow, during flight day 5, the Orion spacecraft and its crew will reach another important milestone when they enter the lunar sphere of influence, and that is when the gravitational forces of the Moon become stronger than that of Earth. Throughout the day today, the crew completed several different activities. One of those activities was a manual piloting developmental flight test objective, or DFTO. And during this activity, the crew performed several different attitude maneuvers to compare 6 degrees of freedom and 3 degrees of freedom attitude control. 6 degrees of freedom refers to the 6 ways that a spacecraft moves, the 3 translational degrees of freedom of forward, backwards, up and down, and left and right, and the 3 rotational degrees of freedom of roll, pitch, and yaw. And through this test objective, the crew was comparing the standard 6 degrees of freedom to the degraded qualities of 3 degrees of freedom. And it also differed from the piloting during the proximity operations demonstration that took place on the first flight day, that the seats are now put away, so the hand controllers were on their orbital mount rather than on the seat mount, and this time CSA, or Canadian Space Agency astronaut Jeremy Hansen, and NASA astronaut Christina Cook got to spend time piloting. And throughout the demonstration, the crew stated they were impressed with the handling qualities, and they were able to maneuver and position integrity to also get some incredible views during that demonstration.